Welcome to Liberating in the Beauty Revolution. I am Lucia Gabriela, your host today, and we having another amazing episode for Grown, Evolved Women's Sex Talk with our special guest, Karin Jacobson, as she is an amazing expert in the sexualities and relationship topics.
Yes.
Thank you, Carolyn, for joining us again today. We had so much pleasure and fun last time.
We did. It was way too much fun.
It was so much fun, and we had so much information that we share with you. And today we're gonna go a little deeper into education of sexuality. Bringing together the medical aspect of it and the whole knowledge that Carolyn had to share for us, but also bringing and tying it together with the spiritual aspect that I bring into the picture. Carolyn, last time that we talked in a video, make sure you watch that video. Called how important and powerful self-pleasure is about. You share your story of how everything started with you, how
Yes.
you learn and you rediscover your whole aspect of sensuality and sexuality when you have an incident that, if you want to share more about that. But also I wanted to share beyond that, what really happened, because we didn't learn that from you last time.
Well, I've always been kind of an organic girl before it was even in style. And I also believed in alternative health. I never went to a medical doctor when I went through menopause. I sought out a wonderful Dr. Zhao. He's an acupuncturist here in town, and he took me through menopause without medication because I didn't want to be involved in that for me. And I've always believed in massage therapy. I've also done, oxygen treatments, but I think they're really called ozone treatments, colonics, all that sort of thing. So when I went to my doctors, when I found out that I had the ovarian cancer, I brought all of those people with me, and my chiropractor as well, all rallied to keep me healthy through what they give you as a protocol when you go in and have your cancer diagnosed. I had ovarian cancer stage 3C. And what that meant was they had to take everything out of me. So they did so. The only thing they left was what I call the love canal. And everything else is gone. So I had to kind of readjust. And when they give you a protocol, that means what type of chemotherapy you're going to have, how often you have it, the side effects, how they're going to treat those. And I was very dehydrated a lot of times. It was very difficult for me to stay hydrated. So they would constantly bring me in and give me hydration through intravenous feeding, and I would leave there and I would go to all of these alternative medicine people to help me stay alive, basically. I would go and have a massage. I went and had my acupuncture for the pain. I went and had the ozone treatments to help remove the excess metals that the chemotherapy was giving me. And I also had the colonics to help clean me out from the inside. So I really find it interesting that here I am today helping us out, and you, thank you for that, representing the medical side of this.
Yeah, of the topic of sexuality.
Yes.
And because a lot of people were asking, like, does she have any connection with what we bring into the table? And I'm like, yeah, like you have so much to share because you had been in the two worlds of it.
Right.
You know? So today's topic is going to be about sexual responses. And I just want to share with everyone that I'm taking my note on my red book, my sexuality book. So make sure you have one too. So I'm gonna give you 1 second to go grab a piece of paper because we have so much great information for you to take note. So are you ready? Go for it. Now we're back. That was a quick one. Time is back. Time's up.
That's it.
So we're gonna be talking about sexual response cycle.
Exactly.
What is it?
I know, it's really kind of an amazing thing. The sexual response cycle has to do with Masters and Johnson brought this out in a book that they created in 1966. And it really has to do with what the human physiologically and psychologically go through when you experience the sexual act. And it's a cycle. So one kind of weaves into the next. So it's not one exact thing, but one thing leads to another, like excitement, plateau, orgasm, and then resolution is kind of how it goes. Now, it's been altered here and there throughout the years by different people, or they've maybe criticized people, the original people, Masters and Johnson, as to how, and it's, what is his first name? It's Virginia Johnson. Of course, I remember her name. And I'll think of his name in just a moment. I apologize. And it's how they brought it all about through a university. They got a grant, and they were doing this really kind of on the slide. People didn't really quite realize what they were doing. And so it really created a lot of chatter and kind of uproar kind of in the community, because it was something, they were on the cutting edge of something really interesting in this business. And so they were talking about how phase one excitement is muscle tension, heart rate quickens, breathing is accelerated. All the things that happen, your skin might get what they call the flush, sex flush, and that's where you get blotchiness all over your body. Now, if you're in cooler weather, it may not happen, but it's one of those things that can happen. The nipples become erect or hardened. The blood flow starts to the men's genitals and penis. Lubrication starts happening in the vaginal canal. The woman's breast comes fuller. The men's testicles swell. And so all of these things are what happen. It's kind of amazing, really, how our bodies respond to the beginning of pleasure.
So that's pretty much excitement, and
right.
Desire, isn't like desire and excitement come in?
Exactly. Well, that's where some people have gone in and recreated it and added to it, and that's when they brought in desire and arousal, or like little subcategories of excitement. And we'll touch on that, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. So then what happens with plateau is it's the phase one, but it's intensified. So all those things that you felt in phase one, where everything, the blood flow becomes stronger and heavier, the breathing comes more frequently, and then it gets to the point where the man's testicles will withdraw up into the scrotum, the breathing and heart rate continue to increase, and then you start having spasms, the men do, in their hands and their feet, and the tension in the muscles increase. So that's kind of a plateau. So I guess you could kind of say it's part of foreplay in a way, because your goal is to reach orgasm, which is the next phase, the next cycle. So that's what happens with the next thing is orgasm. You get involuntary muscle responses that begin. The heart pressure and the heart rate are highest rates, and a rapid intake of oxygen. And then you have involuntary spasms because you're having your orgasm. And then from there, it's what they call resolution. And that's kind of like the end. It's the body in recovery from all of those things. So things start shrinking. The women will quite often, the lubrication will get dry. The clitoris will pull back into the hood. It's not as full because the blood rush is gone. The labia becomes smaller. As I said, the man's penis will become softer because he's already had his ejaculation, and then that's what they call resolution, and it's a cycle. So sometimes people start over again, sometimes once isn't enough.
Yes. So in pretty much we have like first we have like the desire and excitement, and then we goes into that plateau moment that is like the whole arousal part of it.
Right.
And then we reach orgasm, and then you have the resolution part of it.
Right.
But one of the things I want to touch into the orgasm is like something that you mentioned about the goal is reaching orgasm. When we working on the spiritual aspect of it, like helping people to really attain energy, because a lot of my viewers are those who practice the internal orgasm, and to be able to use that chi energy into alignment to bring that Kundalini energy all the way up and become the orgasmic love that we talk about all the time, and like have this energy powerful. It is they practice the internal orgasm, like internal ejaculation, where they actually don't ejaculate at all. That's in the practices of Kama Sutra, Tantra, Sacred Taoism. And for people that, when we talk about the goal is reaching orgasm, if you're in a spiritual community and you are looking for reaching the absolute chi energy and bringing it into your highest potential, the goal of orgasm is not a goal. Actually, orgasm is not a goal. Orgasm become part of like the experience that happened without thinking of the goal, because you put the mind aside. So what will bring you to the orgasm, internal ejaculation, without the pain and the suffering that a lot of people practice without any practice, because actually it's very painful, and if you don't have the practice to do it, it can really hurt the testicles of the men especially. Is that the women is easier, but the men, for some reason, God bless them, they really have to do the work, and they really have to practice. And like to be able to reach that internal orgasm and internal ejaculation, what I have learned is that they have to let go of the goal of reaching orgasm.
So it's a physical thing, it's more psychological and inner, is what you're saying.
It's more of like, if you are looking to cultivate that chi energy and cultivate that inner power and reaching that your Kundalini aspect, and like bringing that energy into your whole body and not waste it, because one of the things about ejaculation, unconscious ejaculation, or conscious ejaculation, doesn't even matter, is that the energy, the chi energy, is get wasted. So if you're looking to work with your chi energy and use the power of the sexual energy to become enlightened in an aspect, because orgasm or sexual energy is very powerful for to get to that level of spiritualism that we all kind of like want. It is very important that the goal of orgasm is not there, and you truly experience the pleasure and the arousement, and it become very no time. There's no time. You're really enjoying the journey. You really just are becoming present with yourself, and you're really becoming like in tune with your divine, your inner divine and God itself. So when with practice, it's not easy to do, especially for men. Masters of the science of sacred sexuality and like Taoism, sacred Taoism and Tantra, they help men and they teach men how they can do that. And I always encourage men to look into that, like into those masters more, if they want to find out how to do it. I do know that it's not easy. It takes a lot of practice. And I will, if you are young, like it's easier for younger people to get into this than for an adult that already are in the 40s or 50s or 60s, because it becomes very painful for them. So the goal is to not have a goal, pretty much. If you want to use that energy of sexuality to become, to
more
raise
aware,
that chi, become more.
Chi.
Yeah, and also to activate your heart chakra and use that sexual energy to activate your third eye. So a lot of men do it for that. Like I know a lot of people do it because they want to activate all the chakras and become very like in line. So it's a beautiful practice. So just to point it out to all my viewers who want to raise the vibration of the chi, the orgasm is not the goal. It's the journey. The journey.
Good point, and that is interesting too. So it actually creates a fuller understanding within yourself, is what you're saying. You become more aware.
Yeah, because when I have people that come to to my practice and a different aspect. People that I just meet and they ask questions. A lot of the problem that I find with women and men, especially women, is that the goal is the orgasm. And if they don't reach the orgasm, they are not happy.
That's true.
And they forget the journey. They totally forget the journey. And then the whole arousement part of it, you can be in an arousal stage without excitement that much in the spiritual aspect to be able to to be able to be present and hold that energy and just let it happen and flow. The excitement and the whole goal of the orgasm, it's
not necessary.
Not necessary. You need the excitement, like you said, in the cycle. It's happening naturally.
Right.
But when it comes to like really being aroused, like you can be living in like whole aroused period for like hours. Like you can make love to your partner for hours, like 3, 4. I know people that are like 4 or 5 hours.
Well,
like,
isn't that what Sting is known for with the tantrum? He was, 14 hours or something.
It's 14 hours making love to something. It's not about like bam, bam, bam. It's about like the whole arousal part, period. And the arousal is about allowing the flow of the excitement to be cool and to be relaxed and to enjoy the journey. And you can make love to your partner for hours and hours. It will not end. And reach to the climax and calm down. And, when I'm talking about climax, I'm talking about like you can actually reach an orgasm without even have for men ejaculation. It's easy for women to have an orgasm, internal orgasm, that it's just you can go back into a couple minutes after it. So it's like a beautiful journey of like just going with the flow. And it's like it really is about like we said, like learning your body, going within your body, and just go with that beautiful flow of energy. It's just a beautiful practice.
It sounds beautiful.
It is. It's like making love for like 10 hours. Right? That's fun.
Yeah, that's all night basically. Or if you got a day
all
off,
day.
perhaps.
24 hours.
There you go.
I want to see that in the, what is the called record thing? Like the
you're the Guinness World Book of Records?
Yeah, right. I would like to see that one there.
There you go. Maybe we can arrange that.
Maybe we know somebody.
There you go.
Awesome.
Well, we were also going to kind of go back. I mentioned we were going to touch on some of the individual cycles, and this is kind of a sub-cycle. The desire that you had brought up is part of the excitement, not excitement, but the arousal part. And we're always talking about the psychological, physiological component of arousal and how it can affect us mentally. And I have to think that would affect you spiritually as well too, because if you're not comfortable, like I'm always going to bring up body image as one of the things that's on my list, and how so many people are affected by that.
Yes.
I mean, we were joking earlier about how we look, is everything tucked in earlier, and then we just started laughing. You said, well, we're all human, we're not perfect. And that's kind of the attitude you have to have when you're getting undressed to have sex with someone. That you have to feel comfortable with yourself, and a lot of people don't. They've gained weight, or they're too thin, or perhaps they've gone through cancer and they've had breast cancer, and they've had a breast removed, and they elected not to have the reconstructive surgery. So therefore, in their mind, sometimes they don't feel as desirable, even though their significant other still wants to be involved with them. They're just not ready for that. It takes a lot of help from different people to help them with that, coaches and psychological aspect of it. So
yeah, as you know, I'm very big on support. So I always believe that whenever we're going through something in our life, in our journeys, we have to get the support system that we need, not just in the medical field, but also in the all the fields that you feel complete as a person, as a woman, as a man, like your coaches, your nutritionist, your chiropractor, your yoga teacher, your kung fu, your whatever.
Whatever.
Name
it takes a village.
Yeah, you bike rider buddy in the corner. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just grab them and just have them to hold the space for you, and
Yes.
and just feel good about yourself. it is amazing that like the body image can, you know,
Get in the way.
get in the way. And unfortunately, I find that with bullyism, you know, I feel like people have been affected by it since they are in childhood. I have, as you
Being
know,
bullied, is that
yeah, bully, like bullyism.
Yes.
Like, I think so, I said it. I have met and I have worked with people who had been bullied since they were like teenagers of their physical aspect, like their physical body. And like here I am, like 40, 50 years later, we work in body image because they have not been able to ever have a relationship with a woman or a man just because of that. And it's
Interesting.
very traumatic. So I truly, truly will empower you to, if you have ever been bullied because of your physical aspect of your body image, truly get support. Get the people that are really gonna be there for you and support you, and work in that journey because it's a beautiful experience to be in love with your body and you know learn to make love to yourself.
Right. Be able to
It's-
release that
Yes.
and enjoy what you're supposed to have.
Yeah, and then just body image is like very. I think like it's one of the things that is it you know it can't block people from really experiencing that desire and that excitement that
Sure.
and then going into the whole arousal part of it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's people too that have side effects from medication. Maybe they have, they're on antidepressants, or perhaps they have neuropathy where things become more deadened, and that just takes away the whole want, the desire.
Yeah.
The desire kind of diminishes, and sometimes they don't even understand why. They just think it's okay.
So they will have to get definitely support in
Exactly.
that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. Yeah, medication really, really kind of numb different
Exactly.
areas, and not even just even if you just have like let's say like a regular disease, whatever that is, and you have like a regular medication that you can buy it on CVS or whatever. I'm not promoting CVS, by the way. I'm not getting paid by it. Just teasing. But anyway, yes, it's just. I do know, I'm aware of like a lot of medication numb different areas of the body and like
Exactly.
also affect different hormones and a different like magnetic, you know, stuff within ourselves and trigger so many other stuff.
Quite often the side effects are worse than
Yeah.
than having the actual disease or the situation.
Yeah, we can have a whole show about
Conversate
that.
yeah.
Where we can bring all the experts on that topic. But medication and body image are like a huge one to block people from desire. Are you
Right.
taking note? I hope that you are because I am taking my note, buddy. All right, so let's
There'll be
continue.
a pop quiz later,
I'm
right?
going to do a pop quiz after that.
And then we were going to talk about how eating affects this too, and your arousal. What you're eating is so important, and then that's where you really excel. I mean, I have an awareness of it, and I try to do my best with eating organic and being aware of eating, you know, the less of the animal protein and more of the vegetables, because I am not a vegetarian. I tried it, but it wasn't for me. But I
Yeah.
do meatless days on end, and then I
What
don't.
works for you?
Yes,
Which
exactly.
I'm all about what works for you, and as long as you're not hurting anybody around you, it's pretty much welcome. And put a love into it, welcome to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, in nutrition aspect of it, a good diet, wow, it can just improve everything in your sexual life. It's one
Change
of
it.
yeah, one of the topics that we have, like at one of the videos, we talk about how important it is to get into your good healthy habit, because going into the STAD diet, this is called the standard American diet, with the eating too many carbs and potatoes and French fries and meat and
Sugar.
and sugar, a load of sugar. Actually, in your body, the chemistry change and like it trigger hormones and it trigger so much stuff that it create a chaos inside. and that sexual drive is not there. And I have noted with people start changing the diet, my gosh, their whole life start like the outlook of life, the fogginess, the tiredness go away, but also their sexual life improve. Like
Yes.
in the aspect of like they feel more alive. And one of the things I like to share when I have, I like to walk my talk, and when I talk about orgasm, the best orgasm that you can experience physically and spiritually is when you actually are on a fast, on like a
Oh.
liquid fast.
Yes.
Because I have done liquid fast for like 30 days, 14 days, 15 days, name it, 3 days.
I've done quite a few myself. I haven't gone to 30 days, but I have done,
Yes.
it was like 10 days, I think is what my
And,
longest was.
I from my experience is that when you are in that detoxification process of your body and cleansing it all out, and you are like having these new, healthy things into your body, the superfood, the nutrients, the minerals, and all start clearing out and flushing. When to me, my blood feels like energetic. It's like so energetic.
You can feel it.
You can actually feel it. It's just amazing.
Yes.
And it's like I'm like high for days, and I'm like that's when I do my greatest meditation. And when you come into like that whole aspect of self pleasure, or when you're with a partner and you do you reach an orgasm, like internal orgasm. Wow, it's the more powerful experience I ever had. It's
Well,
just incredible.
Yeah, and it all kind of goes back to blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of it. So the diet, I would think, would be essential to that, and that would help the blood flow be that much greater and cleaner. So
Yeah.
it's actually helping you in more ways than one.
And what I love about like in ancient times and also different cultures when they do the exotic food for sensuality and sexuality. I love when they bring those exotic food and like what's the name of aphrodisiac food?
Oh, aphrodisiac.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like it's just telling people, hey, food will bring you there, baby.
Well, that's probably both like dark chocolate.
Oh, I love dark chocolate. Don't give me dark chocolate. I had so much already.
The holidays, we're detoxing now, right?
I know I'm detoxing all the dark chocolate I got for the holidays. But that's awesome. So yeah,
Yes.
nutrition has a lot to do with sexuality and to bring that into balance.
Well, I'm not sure, but I think that's kind of where we wanted to wrap things up because we have the other cycles that we're even going to come back and discuss the psychological components of desire and excitement, plateau, orgasm, and resolution. So that'll lead us into our next talks.
Yes, and so stay tuned. We gave you like a little overview of what the sexual response cycle is in humans, and just to recap, we have desire and excitement that pretty much come together.
No pun intended.
Yes, and then we have plateau. That's pretty much like I feel like the three like the
Yes,
stage of
well,
right.
Right.
It's like the
Yeah,
amazing.
it's part of the cycle. It's a kind of the ebb and the
Yes,
flow.
like the beginning of it. Make
Yes.
sure that you always have roses when you are in those stages. You make it powerful, and you can.
Yes.
And then the orgasm, and then we have the resolution. So in the next couple of videos, we're gonna go in detail with those. So make sure you bring your
Red book.
sexuality red book and take your notes.
Notes. And you can watch the video over and over and put it on pause.
Yes. Thank you, Carolyn, for
Oh,
bringing
thank you.
all this amazing information.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching it. If you like this video, please like us on YouTube, share with all your friends that want to learn more about sexuality. We definitely, Carolyn and we are committed to empower you, educate you, and
I guess it's a form of entertainment too, huh?
yes. So that's our commitment here for you and all levels of sexuality. We're bringing this little beautiful mix of the medical aspect of it and the whole scientific part of it, and my insight that I'm very aware of sexuality.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining us. Please join our community at www.liberatinginnerbeauty.com. It's an empowerment community where we come together to break free from everything that's keeping us stuck. From emotional traumas, mental stuff, psychological, sexual stuff, that's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Also from financial struggles and like physical disabilities. And we come together to support each other from a place of love. We come to gain some clarity, guidance, and a lot of support. So join us at www.liberatinginnerbeauty.com. And if you have any questions, suggestions, and you have any ideas for the next topic that we're going to talk about after this whole cycle of sexual response cycle, please feel free to email me. And I'm always committed to bring the best answer for you from all angles. So thank you, Carolyn, for joining me today.
You're welcome, Lucia. Thank you
Thank-
for having me. Thank you for listening out there.
Thank you so much. We love you so much and have an awesome, blessed day.